Imagine living in an empire that believes it will last forever, while every sign around you shows that its end is coming. Historians agree that almost every major civilization followed the same repeating pattern before collapsing. What is surprising is that many of these same patterns are appearing in our world today. Edward Gibbon, author of The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, wrote that collapse never happens suddenly. It builds slowly through familiar mistakes. Today we will explore how ancient empires predicted the future of our world and why their warnings still matter. To understand these predictions, we look at three powerful ancient civilizations: Rome, Egypt, and ancient China. Each recorded its rise and fall in remarkable detail. When we compare their patterns, something clear appears. They all describe the same cycle of growth and decline. Let us start with Rome. According to Tacitus in the Annals, Rome believed power must keep expanding or it weakens. Once Rome reached its peak, taxes grew heavier, borders stretched too far, and people began losing trust in leadership. Sir John Keay, in his book The Fate of Empires, explained that most empires follow predictable stages, from conquest to commerce to intellect, and finally decline. Many modern nations show similar signs today: economic pressure, political division, social fatigue. Rome also showed the danger of internal division. Cassius Dio wrote that Rome did not fall from one great attack. It fell because citizens stopped caring about the values that built the empire. Today, social division, mistrust, and polarization echo those same warnings. Now we look at Egypt. The civilization lasted more than 3,000 years and left some of the oldest predictions for future societies. Egyptian writings describe civilizations rising through unity and falling through corruption. The wisdom texts of Ptahhotep warned that when leaders ignore advice and justice weakens, chaos grows. These patterns appear again in modern political studies. Many nations now face corruption issues, leadership mistrust, and social tension. Egypt also understood the power of nature. The Oxford History of Ancient Egypt explains that climate change and failing Nile floods weakened their system. Today, the world faces similar environmental challenges, showing how accurate their warnings were. Now we move to ancient China, especially the Han dynasty. Chinese historian Sima Qian described a cycle called the Mandate of Heaven, which said that when a government becomes unjust, the universe sends warnings like rebellion, corruption, or disasters. Modern analysts often compare this to public trust ratings. When people lose faith, systems weaken. China predicted this thousands of years ago. Another famous Chinese warning comes from the Qin dynasty. According to John Keay in China: A History, their strict laws and heavy control made them powerful but also unstable. Over-centralization caused rapid collapse, something many modern countries are debating today. When we compare these civilizations, three shared predictions appear. The first is internal division. Rome warned of social conflict. Egypt warned of corruption. China warned of unfair leadership. All these problems exist in many countries right now. The second is economic stress. Rome faced heavy taxes and debt. Egypt faced food shortages. China faced trade collapse. Today, global inflation and unstable markets show similar risks. The third is overreach. Rome became too large to control. China became too strict to survive. Egypt struggled when resources failed. Today, nations face similar pressure through global involvement and competition. But the most important prediction is found across all ancient writings. Civilizations do not fall because enemies are strong. They fall because they stop learning from the past. Tacitus wrote that Rome ignored earlier warnings. Egyptian scribes said forgetting history leads to chaos. Chinese scholars believed cycles restart when leaders think they cannot fail. So what does this mean for us today? Many experts believe we are living in another turning point. Division, debt, climate pressure, and political tension are the same signs ancient empires saw before transformation. This does not guarantee collapse, but it guarantees change. Ancient civilizations believed the future depends on choices, not destiny. So the real question is not when the next empire will fall. The real question is which ancient pattern we are repeating today. Rome's division, Egypt's corruption warnings, or China's political cycles. History left us a map. Now we must decide whether we will follow it or ignore it.